Hello, 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 everybody. It is Tuesday, and you guys know what goes down here on Tuesday. Wife Chat goes down here on Tuesday. So do me a huge favor. Make sure you're hitting this share button, letting all my one sexy wives know that Wife Chat is going down on here. And I pray that your week is off to an amazing start. I know for me, my week is off to a busy start. I have launched a few things that I have going on. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Do me a huge favor and make sure that you're putting in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. And so I have a couple of things that I'm going on. And if you guys have been following me for any length of time, you know, I am not one to ask you guys for anything. I am one to really pour in to give you guys things, especially when it comes to your marriage, intimacy, love, and sex. Again, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Make sure you're putting in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. Okay. And so I'm not one to normally ask you guys for anything. Thank you so much, Renee from New Zealand. Wow. Scorpio from Alabama. Thank you so much for joining me. Sue. I don't want to mess up your name. Thank you so much for joining me from Canada. I appreciate you so much. And hopefully I didn't mess up your name. But again, thank you guys so much. My YouTube channel, I am just loving you guys over there on my YouTube channel. So thank you. You guys who are joining me on my Facebook page, I love you guys too. But I was saying that I have launched a couple of things that I have going on, and I normally don't ask Amira. Thank you so much for joining me from Pennsylvania. I appreciate you. And so again, I don't normally ask, but I have some no, you're right. Thank you. I'm glad I pronounced your name right. Thank you so much. So I don't normally ask you guys, but I'm starting this trying to get my TV show across the finish line, and I need your help. And any amount would help me out, because the thing is I'm trying to keep my morals. I'm trying to keep what I stand for. I'm trying to keep all of those things in my hands as much as possible. I have had so many different production companies come to me and want to produce my own television show, but they want me to compromise who I am and what I do. So I want to take some of that control away from them and have some bargaining power. So if you're on my YouTube channel, which I have over 20 something thousand followers over there, if you're on my Facebook, I got another 15,000 followers over there. On my TikTok, I got 100 and something. If you guys would all give $2, I would reach my goal, and it would be a blessing. And you guys would be blessed, because my television will go all over the world. My television show will go all over the world. So I do need you guys to go on my Kickstarter campaign. You can go to drgailtvshow.com, drgailtvshow.com, or you can go on my YouTube page and it's right there. And please click the link and see if you can help me. Hello, never compromise my values. Thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate you. I can't do it. And when they came to me, you know, they were like, you got to do this, and this. And I was like, the devil is a liar. I'm going to take back the control. And so I need you guys' help to do that. And again, you guys know I am a giver. And so I'm just putting it out there and believe in God that you guys are going to sow back into me. So go drgailtvshow.com and you can contribute, and no amount is like, oh my God. No, I am very grateful for you just saying yes to the vision. So tonight, chat is from a wife who's from Alabama. And she says, myself and my husband are Christians. We've been married 24 years with 2 teenage boys, but my husband wants to explore an open marriage. What should I do? Okay. So this is a wife that's coming to me and asking me this question. And as you guys know, I have been doing wife chat for the last 6 years. And I think I've only missed 4 wife chats in 6 years. And so I am so blessed that you guys trust me to answer your questions. And again, if you have a question that you want me to answer, no question is off limits. Just send me an email, go into one of my, boxes, and I will never say your name. I will just tell you where the person's from, and I will address the situation. And thank you so much for allowing me to do that. So she says, what should I do? So, what is an open marriage? And I'll give you the definition of what Webster says is an open marriage, right? An open marriage is defined as when both married people agree to sexual relationships with other people. That's what the Webster's dictionary says. And her thing is, what should I do? Okay. So the first thing is, like Renee says, if you are a Christian and you don't agree, right? Stand on your morals and have a conversation with your husband and not point fingers, but tell him why you don't agree to having an open marriage, right? Tell them how it makes you feel, whatever that looks like, right? It makes me feel inadequate. It makes me feel vulnerable. Whatever that looks like for you, if you do not agree, right? If you do not agree, because the definition was when two people agree to have sexual relations with other people. If you don't agree, then you don't agree, and you need to tell them why, right? Not argue, but come from a place where they can understand you and hear you about why you don't want to engage in this behavior. Okay, that's number one. Because again, this is a hard one. I only have the information that she gave me, right? I don't have any other details. If there's some medical problems going on, why where she can't perform, that's the reason why he wants to have an open marriage. I don't know if there's been a situation where she has stepped out of the marriage, so now he wants to retaliate and just make it more official and make it more where they agree to it, or vice versa. He has stepped out of the marriage and he don't want to lie or whatever, so therefore he wants her to agree to this. I don't have all of those details. What I do have is that she stressed that they were Christians. She stressed that he wants to have an open marriage, and her question to me is, what should she do? So let me just give you some statistics, because I deal with infidelity. I deal with a whole bunch every single day with people from around the world. I do exactly what I love to do every single day. So let me just give you some statistics about open marriages. Number one, 92% of open marriages do not survive. 92% of open marriages do not survive. And why don't they survive? Okay. They don't survive for a number of reasons, right? For one, a lot of times both people don't wholeheartedly agree. They don't. One might be pressured to agree, and so they go along with it at first. And then when they get into it and they find that their spouse is enjoying the other person more, they're just not engaging in sex and coming home, but they're getting more physically and mentally connected, more intimate than they said that they would, then that's a problem. A lot of times when people go into open relationships and have an open marriage, they don't set any clear-cut boundaries. So therefore, that becomes a problem, because you're saying, well, why did you do this? And how come you did this? When you never set the perimeters of what your open marriage look like, right? And there's always jealousy that goes on. There's always something that is missing from the piece, right? And a lot of couples don't deal with what was the root cause of what wanted them to have an open marriage in the first place, right? There's very few couples that totally agree with everything that goes along with an open marriage. And now open marriages have become glamorized on a lot of these TV shows. Like seeking, sister wives and sister husbands and brother husbands and all of these different kind of things, and they mask it in all kind of different ways. But none of this stuff is new under the sun. There's a lot of other countries that recognize, men having multiple wives, but very few countries recognize women having multiple husbands, right? And that's only recognized most of the time in the United States. And it's not even recognized on paper. It's just people having mutual agreements. But even if you engage in watching some of those shows, you always see that there's a jealousy piece going on there, that the other person seems to favor the other wife or husband or whatever that they have going on. So my thing is, let's look at the good and the bad of it. Okay, if you want to see a positive side of an open marriage, right? And my job is not to tell you yes or no to do it. My job is to lead you to your own solution that works for you and your marriage. Okay, so let's look at the benefits. The benefits is that you are aware of what's going on with your spouse and who they're doing whatever they're doing it with, right? So you don't have that infidelity piece going on because you're well aware of what he or she is doing. So that's a positive. Okay, the second thing is that you're not required to try to meet all your spouse's sexual needs, right? So if you are a woman, which I get a lot of women who are struggling sexually, right? Because we have so many hats that we wear and so many things going on. So sometimes, that's a struggle for us, right? Or if you're a man that is dealing with erectile dysfunction and cannot perform and please your wife the way you want to please her, right? This is a great alternative as long as you both agree. Again, the negative side of it is that 92% of marriages do not survive this. Most people do not set concrete perimeters and boundaries and stay within them. Most people develop some type of jealousy streak. They want to ask a million questions. They want to say, well, how come you don't do X, Y, and Z with me? They ask, what did you guys talk about? And then they can't handle what was talked about. It's so many things in so many ways that you open the door for you to become part of that 92%. It is. So my thing to this young lady is that if you are not 100% on board and you don't feel comfortable with it, you have to make the decision, right? And my thing is, if you decide against it, then be able to articulate how this situation is going to make you feel and why you do not want to engage in an open marriage. Now, if you decide that that's a yes for you, that you want to move forward, again, set healthy boundaries that you both can live with. And I'm not saying do it verbally. Sit down and put it in writing. So therefore, it would not be a situation where you say, I said this, no, you didn't, and it goes back and forth. It is in writing. It's something that you both can look at and something that you both agree to. So my prayer is that this helps somebody that is in this situation. And again, with the society that we have going on right now, so many things are happening in marriages, open, all these different kind of things that are popping up. And again, I have been inundated. What do I think about this show? Whatever. And my thing is that I believe in traditional marriage, right? And that's what I stand for. Do I have to know about all these other things? Absolutely, because I want to be in the know. That does not mean that I have to participate in them. Again, that's the reason why with this television show that God has showed me that I'm going to have, regardless, that I need to make sure that I have control as much as possible to not lower my standards and forget who I am and forget the reason why I'm able to do what I'm able to do to have a television show. I'm not willing to compromise that. So again, you guys, is there any other questions that you might have for me? And again, you guys, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for hanging in there with me, for supporting me. And again, keep your questions coming. I have gotten a couple of things from YouTube of different videos that you guys want me to do. So just know that I am putting them down. And if you see a response on my YouTube channel or any of my social media, I get the question all the time, is it really you? Absolutely, it really is me answering my own stuff. I have an amazing team of people who work with me, but I choose to answer. And of course, I cannot answer all the people on every last one of my platforms because I would do nothing from sun up to sundown but answer your questions. But I do try to go through and give you a heart, answer what I can answer. And so I appreciate you. If you ever decide to do a 15-minute discovery call with me, it is actually me that you're talking to, not one of my team members, because I get that as well. And so on that, I try to give you one tool and strategy that's going to help you through your rough spot. And then I give you an opportunity if you want to work with me, you can. And if not, take that tool or strategy and I say soar in your relationship. And again, you guys, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys to pieces. If you need me, you guys know how to find me. And again, please keep your comments coming. If you would like to support me in any kind of way, I don't care if it's $1, $2, $5, or whatever, to help me get this TV show across the finish line, it would be greatly appreciated. All you need to do is go to drgailtv.com. And again, I'll see you guys later. And I appreciate every last one of you guys for doing what you do and supporting my channel and making sure that people know about it, because I appreciate you. And please keep your comments coming because they motivate me to keep doing what I do every single day.